Doing this is my final project for Methods of Teaching. The age group that I selected for my final project was between the ages of 11 and 14, so middle school students. There is a lot of changes that go on coming from elementary to middle school. So the life needs of a student do change. Between the ages of 11 and 14 is roughly about the time where kids start going through puberty. So, girls are going to start liking boys, boys are going to start liking girls, kids are going to start seeing changes in their bodies. And with going into a middle school and there being more students now than there were in elementary, there's going to be a need to fit in, right? Nobody wants to be left out. People want to be friends, right? There's going to be your jocks because now you can participate in school sports. They're going to be your smart kids, right? So this is a big change in a student's lives. Also, with the learning abilities of these middle school students, right, going into middle school, now there's going to be a lot more problem solving and critical thinking. But again, going back to the puberty that the kids are going to go through, the brains are also adapting to, or growing also. So there's going to be, the learning abilities of certain students are going to be different than others. So us as teachers, we actually have to adjust to that, and our lesson has to be fit for everybody in the class. We can't just cater to one set of students. Being in middle school, there's going to be more classes now. You got if you're on a block schedule, you might have 4 classes a day, right? Or you might have all 7 in the same day. So even with that, there's going to be more homework, right? There's going to be more tests, more papers. So we have to actually get students ready and prepared, right, for these middle school years, so when they reach high school, they'll be ready. Let me see. I think the methods that work best for teaching this age group is actually that you actually have to get them involved, right? You can't just be lecturing anymore. I feel that once you lose control of the class, if you're lecturing and you're sitting up there not getting any of the students involved, right, kids are going to start getting bored. Kids are going to start going to sleep. They're going to stop paying attention. And at this age group, right, that's whenever behavior is changing also. There's different moods. So you can't, one kid gets off task and another's going to get off task and you're going to lose control of the classroom. And that's something you can't have, because now you're not being able to teach, right? You're going to have to try to stop these behavior issues that they're going through. Well, I work at the YMCA, and there's these kids. They go up there. There's probably about 6 or 7 of them, some boys. They're always in there playing basketball, but they have leagues going on right now, like volleyball leagues for kids, like real young kids, like maybe 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st grade. And they have no other activities for these teenagers. They get dropped off after school for them to do. So a lot of them do get in trouble, especially when it's a big group of them. And I noticed how I was saying earlier how they want to fit in, because when it's just 1 or 2 of them, and they love me, so they always go up there and talk to me whenever, because they can't go in the gym. They have no other activities for them to do, so they're just up there at the front desk with me. And when it's 1 or 2 of them, everything's real cool. They're calm, right? They're real easy going. But whenever, like, let's say all of the rest of them, sometimes there's 6, 7 of them come. That's whenever they start misbehaving. They start getting into trouble. Right, nobody at the front desk really likes them, just because they're always dribbling the basketballs in the lobbies, just running around wild. But I mean, you really can't blame them when there's no activities for them to do, because right, they get bored. They don't want to just be up at a gym. They can't go work out because they're too young still. So they're just up there, and kids are gonna be kids. They're gonna get in trouble. So same thing applies in the classroom. I feel that you actually have to incorporate things where they're going to actually get involved, maybe games, role playing, maybe hot seat games, right? I just feel that you really have to get them involved in order for you to get your lesson across, and also keep them from being bored and trying to show out and be bad, so students can laugh maybe, or just make the teacher look bad just so they can look cool. Let me see. The type of technology I feel that can be used, because now, just like I said, lecturing and writing on the chalkboard and taking notes is real boring. So, it just depends on the school's budget. But when I teach at a school and if I would teach these kids, I would really want everybody to have a laptop, And I would also use smart boards, right? That way that you're actually getting them ready and prepared for high school and for the real world by using computers, right? Because now everything's computerized, right? Everybody has tablets, laptops. So this is actually getting them prepared and also keeping them entertained by being able to use this technology and not just having to write notes, right, by hand, to where students get bored of writing notes, right, and just listening to the teacher speak the whole time. So if they're using a smart board and you're actually involved in a discussion with your students, I feel that that would benefit, not just the students but yourself also, in making it easier to be able to teach the lesson. The way I feel that this can be used in school or church. Once again, you don't want to just go up there and lecture, especially if you're at a youth pastor, or you're teaching the youth at church, right? Most of the kids' stories as kids are the same, so they're gonna already know the story. So if you're just up there, right, telling them these stories and not getting them involved, then again they're gonna get distracted. They're gonna start getting bored. They're gonna start acting out. So once again, in church, I feel maybe you can role play, right, or you can actually have like a play to where kids are dressing up and, right, acting scenes out in the Bible. And in school, like I said earlier, the hot seat game, right, to where you're actually placing a chair in the front of the room and everybody's you're asking these students questions and everybody's getting a shot at the hot seat. Right, this is also getting them prepared for speaking in public, right, and speaking under pressure. Once again, discussions are really, really well. So, I mean, just have an open discussion with the students and get them to ask questions, because by you answering their questions, that also lets you know what they need to work on. Well, this was my final project. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, bye.